What's up everyone, back for another beer mail, and today I'll be unboxing a beer mail courtesy of myself. Yeah, I think it's myself, kind of myself, via Halftime Beverage. So if you're unfamiliar with Halftime Beverage, they are a huge beverage center close to New York City. They have two locations in one's in Mamaroneck, New York, and the other one is in Poughkeepsie, New York. But they also have an absolutely incredible website. Like, their online store is fantastic. Now, I have never ordered from the website before because I reside in the Buffalo, New York area. So a lot of the same distribution is shared between us. So I've never felt the urge to order anything online from them. However, recently I was checking out an unboxing video from Halftime over at a good friend of mine and fellow beer tubers channel, that being John A.K. Anderson of Ginger Yeti Road Beers. And he did I think he ordered like 12 beers. And one of the beers really stood out to me because I was like, I had no idea that beer existed, let alone that Halftime Beverage had it in stock. So I went to check halftimebeverage.com. Sure enough, they had it. And then I proceeded to buy a whole crap ton of different beer. Now, they do $15, I think, flat shipping rate for up to 24 cans or bottles. And I decided that I would take advantage of their free shipping, which is over $100. So I placed an order and I ended up with spending, with the shipping being free and whatnot, $107 delivered to my front door for 20 beers. I don't think that's bad, just over $5 a beer. And some of these beers are really cool. Now, they are a bit more expensive than what I pay here locally for some of these beers, but they're not crazy expensive. And I felt, you know what? Let's give it a go. I'll place an order, see how it goes. And it went extremely smoothly. Took 2 days to get here and everything arrived in tip-top shape. So we're going to go over them real quick. I do have the list of beer here just in case I need to, for some reason, reference it. They do have the prices, which I will mention. So the first, and I kind of split these up. Now, obviously, I'm not truly unboxing these. I already knew what I ordered. So, and the box was huge, so I'm not going to place it on my table here. The box was just like gigantic, so it wouldn't even fit. So I just kind of, I reordered these into certain categories. Like, this is like the cheap, all of these beers right here were less than $2.99 a can. And then I have like a 4-pack of hype stuff, a 4-pack of pumpkin beers, actually 5 pumpkin beers, and a couple other odds and ends. So we're gonna go over first the cheaper beers I bought. So I bought a single from Grupo Modelo Victoria. Now, I've never had this beer before, and I can't buy singles of it here locally in the Buffalo, New York area. I can only buy 12 packs, so I figured I'd grab a single. A single of this was, according to their list here, I think it was $2.99 for the single. Yeah, it was $2.99. So not too bad to buy a single of it, and it has a best by date of December 2024, and I believe, based on the code on the back, this was bottled back in April of 2024, so we should be all right. This is 4%. Like I said, it's Grupo Modelo who kind of owns them, and yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out. I've been trying to, try as many different Mexican lagers as I can, and that fits the bill. Now, the next one is a regional lager that, if you're in Texas, you've probably had before. This is kind of like your Narragansetts of the world, your Genesees of the world, your Rainiers and things of that, local regional lagers that people love. And this is from the Lone Star Brewing Company. And this, they're out of Fort Worth, Texas, by the way, and this is their Lone Star Original. So I'm pretty sure it's just like a macro lager, or like, just like a regular, just even craft lager, whatever you want to reference this one. It's just an American lager. Now, they do have some kind of bottled on date here. I don't know if I said this was a canned on date. This is a bottled on date if I say canned on date. And I can't read it because it's right on the stamp in the back of the bottle where it says Lone Star. It's like blending in, so I'll see if I can find it. If not, it should be relatively fresh. This one, I don't think they have the ABV on the bottle. I was looking earlier. I don't think so. Could be wrong. They say how many fluid ounces it is, whatever. I'll have to look it up, but really looking forward to trying that. I have never had this beer. Always wanted to try it. Here we are. Now, the last bottle, only got 3 bottles, is from the Washute Brewing Company, and they are out of Hampton, New Hampshire, and Westmire, Massachusetts. So I don't know if this is brewed at Smutty Nose location in Hampton, New Hampshire, but this is their blueberry ale. So it's a blueberry wheat ale. On the back, it says it's a wheat ale with natural flavors, 4.5% alcohol by volume, best by date of December 26th of 2024. Now, the reason I picked this one up is because whoever's the social media manager, whoever runs their Instagram account, I reviewed a couple beers in the New England area, and they posted a comment, I think twice, maybe 3 times, where they're like, now do us, aka now review our beer. And I've mentioned to them a couple times, here in Buffalo, New York, I don't see their beers outside of this one, and I've only seen it a couple times. So it's like, if I can get my hands on their blueberry ale or something else, I will. So when I saw this, I had to grab it. Now, the Lone Star was actually quite cheap. I forgot to mention the price on this one. The Lone Star was $2.49, and this shoot was actually $3.49, so probably a bit more expensive than you would buy at the brewery. But yeah, I mean, I figured I would give them a go, and now I have done them, and we'll see how it is. I'm sure it's in the same vein as that UFO Maine blueberry one I reviewed, maybe Fatheads, Bumbleberry, the whole nine. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm looking forward to reviewing all the beers I do on my channel. Next, we have a beer from Narragansett Brewing Company, and this is their Atlantic Light Lager. It says made on honor, sold on merit, 3.5% alcohol by volume. That's gnarly to me. Only 108 calories for this can. They're out of Providence, Rhode Island, Rochester, New York. Some of their stuff is brewed at the Genesee facility. And if I can decipher the code on the bottle, I believe on the bottom of the can, I believe this is May 16th of 2024. So, you're looking just over 4 months old. A beer like this should be fine. But I had no idea this beer even existed. I had no idea that Narragansett, brew a bunch of different beers outside of the couple that I see. So, and you'll look later on, the beer that sparked this entire beer mail was one of their beers, which we'll get to momentarily. Next, we have a beer from the Parish Brewing Company. Actually, that is not the right one. We'll save that to last because that's a non-alcoholic beer. But anyway, the Parish Brewing Company we have right here. And this is their Cane Break. So this is what they call Louisiana Wheat Ale. Comes in at 4.9% alcohol by volume. And this one was canned on 8/8/24. So just like around 6 weeks old. So I've always wanted to try this one. I know this is not, not a crazy hype beer or anything from Parish, but believe this is brewed with sugarcane. I'll have to look it up and really get the facts of this one. But I believe it's sugarcane this one is brewed with. So really looking forward to giving this one a go. I don't know what to expect out of it other than hopefully deliciousness. But yeah, this is definitely one that I've always wanted to try. So I thought, throw a can of it in here and see what it's like. Also, the Narragansett Atlantic Light Lager was $1.99, and the Cane Break itself was $2.99 for the can. So not bad. Next is the only non-alcoholic beer that I got in the shipment, and this is from Industrial Arts Brewing Company. Where are they? Out of New York, Beacon, New York. And this is their Safety Glasses White. So they're calling it a near beer brewed with coriander and orange peel, less than 0.5% alcohol by volume. A little bit older, packaged on April 18th of 2024, but it is a non-alcoholic beer. So I reviewed Blue Moon non-alcoholic recently. I think I reviewed another NA white beer many moons ago, and by many moons I mean maybe like 6 months, a year ago. So I'm curious to see what this one's all about. I reviewed a beer from them. Can't remember if it was their IPA or Pilsner, but I was underwhelmed by it. I was definitely disappointed, so I'm hoping this is a little bit better. This only has 70 calories too, so I can't wait to get into this one. We'll see how it is. So got an NA beer here from Industrial Arts. All right, so the next 4-pack that I'm going to dive into is actually the we'll go with the hype beers. They're not even all that super hype, but they're pretty popular. You guys know about them for the most part. We'll take them all out of the 4-pack holder here, so I can kind of promptly drop them. That's what we do here. So anyway, the first one is from Great Notion Brewing, and they did a collaboration with Southern Grist, and you'll see this like a week after I unboxed a beer mail from a fellow beer tuber, Jonah, over at 62 Beer Reviews, and he sent me a Southern Grist beer. I've reviewed, I think, 1 or 2 on the channel, but they did a collab called Blueberry Cobbler Muffin, 6% tart ale, brewed with blueberry, cinnamon, and natural and artificial flavors. I don't see, oh yeah, at the top they have In Crust We Trust, but the actual date is rubbed off, so I'll have to see when this one was released. But I've had their blueberry muffin beer. That was the first beer I ever had from Great Notion, and it was amazing. Tastes like a blueberry muffin in tart ale form or sour beer form. So I'm hoping this is kind of in that same realm. I guess we'll see. Throw this over here. Next, we have, when I saw they had this had just come in a couple days prior. I was really excited about this one. So Parish Brewing Company, collaboration with Tripping Animals. This is their Animals in the Machine. So this is a double dry hop, double IPA, 8% alcohol by volume, and this was manifested, not brewed on, or canned on, manifested on 8/30/24, so this is just under 3 weeks old right now. Yeah, that'll be one of the first that I review because it's pretty fresh, and it's an awesome collaboration. We don't get Parish here in the Western New York area, so anytime I see a Parish beer and I can get my hands on it, I'm cool, and that's such a cool label, whatever you want to call it. Next, we have 2 beers from Other Half's recent Trillium and Friends release, where they release a bunch of collaboration beers. Now, I can get these locally, but I put them into my cart because I had to get by that $100 threshold, so I bought both of these just because, why not? You know, I was going to buy them anyway, so I figured I'd throw them in. The first one is their Like Whoa Whoa Double Dry Hopped Imperial IPA. So this is collaboration with Trillium and The Veil. The hops are Simcoe, Motueka, Nelson Sauvin, Citra Galaxy, and Citra Cryo. 8% alcohol by volume. They have a little spiel, which we'll read when we do the review. And this one was canned about a month ago. So we'll get into that in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, as well. And then finally, of the hyped, or, you know, well-known, kind of somewhat hyped and very popular beers, this is the Other Half's collab with Just Trillium. This is their Every Gazillion Ever Double Dry Hop Triple IPA brewed with Mosaic and Nectaron hops, 10.3% alcohol by volume. And this one was canned right around a month ago. One day after this one, actually. So cool stuff. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to doing them. In fact, locally at Brewed and Bottled, one of my favorite local bottle shops here in the Buffalo, New York area, I picked up the high-density hop charge version of this. So I might do a side-by-side in one video. I don't know. We'll see how fucked up I want to get. Anyway, next are the beers that kind of, the reason for this entire, I guess, beer mail to begin with, and that is pumpkin beers. You guys know that I got the 10 Days of Pumpkin coming up in about a little over a month. And there were 5 pumpkin beers on this website that I had to grab. So I did. So what I ended up grabbing, without question, was 5 different pumpkin beers that I've never had before. Not that I haven't reviewed, that I've never had before. And a couple of them I had no idea even existed. So let's start with the one that, now of these 5, I will say this. I don't think all 5 of them are going to be beers that I actually review on the channel. I think 2 of them for sure, maybe 3, outside possibility of 4, but probably not 5. I would say this is the one I probably don't review. For the 10 Days of Pumpkin, I might review it in November, but this is from the Gray Sail Brewing Company of Rhode Island. They're out of Westerly, Rhode Island, and this is their Headless Oarsman Pumpkin Ale. And on the side of the label, they do say that it's brewed with pumpkin spice flavor. They don't specifically say pumpkin. This one's 6.5% and 8/22/24, so really fresh, under a month old. One of the fresher pumpkin beers. Also, I forgot to mention price point for the rest of these. So this non-alcoholic beer from Industrial Arts, I believe, was $2.99. I just say it. The Great Notion beer, a little bit expensive on the Great Notion beer. It was $9.49, so definitely a bit expensive, but whatever. The Tripping Animals and Parish collab was $7.99. The Like Whoa Whoa from Other Half was $8.49, and then the Every Gazillion Ever was $9.99. Now, I know I could have got these for a couple bucks cheaper locally, but it is what it is. Then the Headless Oarsman from Gray Sail was $6.49, and I can't get that locally. So I might not review this one for 10 Days Pumpkin, but I had to grab it because I've never seen it. Now, these 4 beers over here are probably in the running to be reviewed. Now, this first one right here is the one that sparked this beer mail, and it's from Narragansett, and it is their Gourd Reaper Pumpkin Ale. So it's a spiced amber ale with pumpkin, and what I love about this is that it's Narragansett. That's all that needs to be said. It's Narragansett. They're out of Providence, Rhode Island, and this one was canned on 7/17/2024. Like, come on. Narragansett doing a pumpkin ale? Like, I didn't think that was the case. Here we are. So that's really cool, and what I love is it says spiced amber ale with pumpkin. So they're brewing with real pumpkin. The price on this Narragansett one was $4.99. I'm okay with that all day, every day. I'm going to start running out of room here. I don't know. I just knew this was going to be crazy. Next, we have a beer that was one of their newest arrivals, and I was like, this looks too good to be true. So this is from the Burlington Beer Company. Where are they? Out of Vermont. I always want to say Burlington, but it says Williston, Vermont. I think they moved at some point and opened up a new facility. Anyway, this is their Pumpkin Spice Mochaccino. So this is a pumpkin spice latte inspired beer brewed with coffee, chocolate, vanilla, pumpkin, milk, sugar, and spices. It does have a date on it. I believe the date is, I think that says, is that 8/28/24. So this is actually the freshest pumpkin beer that I got, and that just sounds wild to me. I love it. yeah, I'm gonna tear into that one. That's gonna be a good time. Throw that up here. And then another beer that I thought, this sounds so cool for a pumpkin beer. I've done a couple like this during 10 Days Pumpkin, but it's from the Drowned Lands Brewery, and they are out of, where the hell are they out of? Warwick, is it Warwick? Yeah, Warwick, New York. This is their Scythe. This is their Foeder fermented pumpkin ale, 5.7% alcohol by volume. So on the side here it says nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, ginger, Foeder ale. They actually brew this one with real pumpkin. I just love it. I love the name, love the label, everything. Fucking sweet beer. I asked the aforementioned Chris over at Brewed and Bottled if he was going to get this. He was like, I didn't even know that existed. And me either until a couple weeks ago. Now I do. And I'm going to be reviewing that beer in the Narragansett, 100% 10 Days of Pumpkin. Most likely the Burlington beer, and probably this one. So this one is from New Holland Brewing. They're out of Holland, Michigan. This is their Ichabod Pumpkin Ale, 4.5% alcohol by volume. And yeah, that's pretty much all I know about it. This is one I've always wanted to try, canned on 6/27/24, so a bit older, but it's the case with pumpkin ales, just how it is. So yeah, pretty wild there that we don't get New Holland stuff outside of their Dragon's Milk line. So when I saw that, I was like, I wanted to have that for the 10 Days of Pumpkin, so we'll see. I'm going to try to work it in. So we are right now up to, I believe, what do we got, 15 beers? I got 5 left. So two that I really wanted to grab because they sounded fantastic was from Forest and Maine, which is a brewery out of PA. I think they're known for like doing lagers and whatnot. So I saw 2 new arrivals and I was like, we're getting it. So this is, the first one is their Fox Lager, double decocted pale lager hopped with Styrian Fox, brewed in collaboration with Human Robot. So Human Robot's out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Forest and Maine is out of Ambler, PA, and this is their Fox Lager. This is awesome. 5% alcohol by volume, pretty cool. Also, the price points on the other pumpkin beers, the Drowned Lands one, I believe, was $5.99. The Narragansett's at $4.99. The Pumpkachino one, or pumpkin spiced mochaccino, was $6.49, and the New Holland one, I think, was pretty cheap. $2.99, and this Forest and Maine was $5.99. But again, I don't see them here, so I didn't mind, paying a little bit extra. Now the next one is also from Forest and Maine, and this is their British style porter, 5.2% English style porter, and yeah, really looking forward to this one. Neither of them have canned on dates, as far as I can tell, but also $5.99. And you know what? I thought I would try out an English style porter from them. So here we are. So the last 3 beers are something that 2 of them are from a brewery I've wanted to try since I started drinking craft beer. And the other one is something from a brewery that I love the brewery, but I've never had the beer. And the beer is something that's very odd and very strange. I've seen a couple reviews from fellow beer tubers, seen some people checking it on tap, and it's a beer that they're like, ooh, I don't know. It all depends. I'm looking forward to it. So the first 2 come from the Live Oak Brewing Company, and they, I believe, are out of Austin, Texas. And the first one is their Pils. And this one was canned on 8/5/24, so just over 6 weeks old. So I've always wanted to try Live Oak stuff. Why? Because it's Live Oak. And I thought it'd be fun to try some Live Oak stuff because I've never seen them in New York State. All of a sudden they're here. I'm into it, and I had to pick it up. But the crowning beer, the crown jewel of the beer mail for me, outside of the Narragansett one, is this beer. And you might be saying, what the hell, especially if you're in the South and can grab this beer. This is Live Oak's Hefeweizen, their Bavarian style wheat ale. This one was canned on 8/4/2024. And when I first started drinking craft beer, and I was on like Beer Advocate back in like 2009, 2010, 11, this was a beer that got a lot of praise for being as good, a lot of people say, as some of the authentic Bavarian wheat beers in Germany. And I've never had a chance to try it until now, so I am super ecstatic and stoked to try that one out. It just sounds awesome. I love German-style Hefeweizens. I love German Hefeweizens. Both of those beers I don't think were too crazy expensive. $3.99 each, so yeah, a little pricey, especially if you were to do them in 6-packs. But again, a little bit pricey. They're closer to New York City, so I get it. Plus, if you get the free shipping, and you basically can take $1 off of everything here, and that's more like the true price, I think, for the most part, because you're getting them shipped. So I don't mind it, especially since the vast majority of this I cannot get in my neck of the woods. Now, to round out the beer mail, The last beer that I got is from Revolution Brewing out of Chicago, Illinois, and this is their Life Jacket. So this is crazy. This is a barley wine style ale with mango, guava, passion fruit, coconut, and natural flavors aged in bourbon barrels. It comes in at 15.04% alcohol by volume, and this one was canned on 7/13 of 2023. So we're talking about a 14-month-old beer. This is part of their Deep Wood series, and this is a beer that I had to grab because I want to say, was it Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews that reviewed this? I think he did, and somebody else. And it just sounded like a weird beer. But then I saw some people on tap checking and I'm like, man, it actually works, all that stuff. I have no idea. But that, for a barley wine, I can see the coconut in there. But you're talking mango, guava, passion fruit. Those types of tropical stone fruit-esque kind of fruits. I don't know. Like, to me, that sounds like it shouldn't work. Will it work? I have no fucking idea. Anyway, 20 beers. And oh, by the way, I think that was $10.99. That was the most expensive, $10.99. I'm okay. 4 packs typically of like most of Revolution's crazy barrel aged, 12 fluid ounce beers. They're usually like $40 a 4-pack, give or take, maybe $5. So in fact, I paid $10.99 for that. It's fine. Now, it was aged for me. Was it aged on the shelf? It could have been. I don't know. Anyway, a lot of beers here. As you can see, 20 beers. We're going to save the pumpkin beers, obviously, for the 10 days of pumpkin. Some of these are going to be spread out through the next couple months. Some I'm going to try to get to right away. We will see, but I'm super stoked about this one. So, as I always ask you guys when it comes to beer mails, what are you looking forward to the most? This is too many beers to choose. Just let it be known that I ordered the vast majority of these because I can't get them, and they sounded good. So I'm looking forward to pretty much all of them. And yeah, like I said, you should see reviews of these over the next 2, 3, 4 months. I'm going to try to get to some others, some quicker than the others, but it is what it is. So yeah, I will say this, based on the experience from halftime, a couple negatives from them is obviously that they're a little bit more expensive. So, it is what it is, but that's typically you buy online beer. It's how it is. Like, people use Tavor. Usually shit's really expensive. And then the other thing is you don't really know the freshness. So it's a crapshoot unless you sort by like newest arrivals or they have a new arrival page. You really don't know how old stuff is. So I was hesitant to buy IPAs or hop forward beers that didn't appear in the new arrival section or with it, they posted within the last 30 days because like, who knows, am I getting like a 5-month-old, 6-month-old IPA? So I try to stay away from the IPAs unless I knew they were fresh, which is why the 3 IPAs I bought were all under a month old, give or take a day or two. But outside of that, like, I have nothing to complain about. I thought that having those beers shipped to my front door for just over $100 was a pretty good deal, and I could get a lot of beers that I can't get here in Buffalo. So it was a win-win, and it's flawless. It came here in 2 days. It was packaged beautifully, and everything survived, and that's with 3 bottles included. So I would recommend ordering from them if you can. They ship to 30 different states, so you could check and see if your state's on the list. And like I said, it's been a great experience for the first time, and I'll probably reorder stuff from them again when I see some cool stuff that I can't get here. Anyway, it's a longer beer mail. I knew it was going to be. It's 20 beers I'm talking about. It's the Beer Patrol. You know what to expect. I'm going to shut this one down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer mail. And until the next one, cheers.